Hey guys, what's going on and welcome to today's video for Legends of Runeterra. Today we're going to be looking at what is, in my opinion, the best deck in the game. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. This is the deck you play, in my opinion, if all you care about is winning the game. You want a high win rate, you want to climb, you just want to get those wins. Not the highest play rate deck, or the most played deck, but the best deck, in my opinion, in the game. We're talking about Yordle in Arms with Demacia, the Teemo Tristana Gnar deck. You've probably seen this deck if you've been trying to climb on the ladder yourself. It's a very strong deck. But also, you might not have seen it, in fact, because while, in my opinion, it's the strongest deck out there, and in my also opinion, it's actually fairly easy to play, it, for some reason, is just not that heavily played. It's like the 4th or 5th most played deck, while a deck like Darkness, which is okay, is the most played deck, while Darkness, in my opinion, is kind of not that great into the current meta. But yeah, pretty much just a go wide Yordle in Arms deck. Very, very strong in the meta. It's free LP if you want it, pretty much. And if you want to win and you're not playing this deck, well, there are other options, but this is the best deck in my opinion, in the format. And there's a decent amount of ways to build this deck, but we're going to just be looking at a very standard list, not really tech for anything, just a very stock standard list to show you how the deck works. We'll talk a little bit about mulligans, strategies, and some tech choices you can choose. So let's go and look at the deck. All right, so welcome to the deck. Pretty much exactly what you expect when you hear this deck. Phase synergy, multi-region synergy, and Yordle in Arms and Golden Aegis is your finishers. Deck is pretty strong. A lot of the time, actually, you're going to just be passing early on to summon a Gleaming Lantern on 3. Turn 1 pass, turn 2 pass, turn 3 Gleaming Lantern is actually a fairly common play, and even not even a bad play. It's actually a fairly good play, because that way you hold up mana so you can actually play Sharp Sight or Ranger's Resolve to protect your Lantern, because Lantern is an engine. It is gas. Whatever you want to call it, it is strong. So yeah. Now, why Tristana? Giving impact to stuff is great. Buffing all the stuff is great. Giving it, not everything, but the multi-region stuff, giving those things impact and a little bit of a extra power buff is nice. Similar to Grandfather Fae, which is why he's great, and the fact that Grandfather Fae gives you a Owlcat. But yeah, we're going to go through this deck really quickly. Most people know about this deck already. I'll just go through really quick and talk about why certain cards are in this deck, and a couple of tech cards you can add if you want to. So first off, Fae Sprout just gives you more Fae, so it synergizes with Lantern. Some of the Fae are multi-region too, so it synergizes with Mayor and Tristana. I don't think every Fae is multi-region, but I feel like a lot of them are. So yeah, very good. You can also get the attached units, so like Papercraft Dragon, those things. The attached followers are also Fae, so that's pretty cute to get, like a Rainbow Fish or something. 2 Ranger's Resolve. This is a card you can cut, actually, but it's pretty solid. I'd say cut it if you don't see that many pings, like Withering Whales, Make It Rains, etc., etc. And you can add in things like Rainbow Fish is decent to add in. Petricide Broadwing's a card I really like in this deck. Petricide Broadwings just synergizes so well with Sharp Sights and Yordle in Arms. Bandle Commando as well is pretty good. The Owlcat synergizes well with this deck. And Bandle Commando turning from a 1-2 to a 5-6 with Yordle in Arms is pretty busted. One of Teemo. Over here, the guy's in the deck mostly just to be another multi-region unit, and he's a strong 1-drop over 3rd Gnar. 3 Blast Cone Seedlings, just a solid 2-drop. Got some phase synergies. It's multi-region, so it's here. This is a card also you could cut. I know some people only play 1 or 2 of these and play they like Bandle Commando as a different 2-drop instead. Again, like I said earlier, Bandle Commando, very, very good card, and I honestly like the Commando over the 3rd Seedling. Grandfather Fae, great card. Buffs your Fae up. Your opponent doesn't really want to waste removal on something like this. They would want to kill this thing with AoE, and even if they kill it with something like a Mystic Shot, you get an Owlcat. And if they don't kill it, it's just going to buff up your Fae. And sure, +1/+0, it's not a great buff, but it adds up. Telescope. We all know Telescope by now. This card is nuts, and it's a Fae, so you can play for free on the turn you play Gleaming Lantern, just like Grandfather Fae and Blastcone Seedling are. That is 9 things you could play for free on turn 3. Potentially 12 if you want to include Fae Sprout as well. You play a Lantern on 3, you play one of these 2-mana Fae, or you Fae Sprout into a 2-mana Fae. 3 Pokesticks. Card's pretty much cemented itself as a staple in Bandle City. Card's just nuts. So you play all 3 of them. And it synergizes well with Gnar too, of course, in this deck. 3 Sharp Sights. Some people like to cut the 3rd Sharp Sight. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but if you want to cut it for more removal or different kinds of spells, it's definitely a cut, but I would play at the very least 2. 3 Bandle City Mayors. Again, just card generation. Your opponent has to kill it. Even if they kill it, it gave you a card, so that's great. So yeah, pretty good card. And Lantern. Lantern is busted. 3 health on this guy is why this card is busted. Dodges so much removal, avalanches, blighted ravines, mystic shots, etc., etc. The removal that does kill it is usually not that common. Things like Gotcha, Grasp of the Undying, they're not that good. Box is probably the most common out of all those, but it's not that common. And I guess we can technically say like things like Vengeance and Thermogenic Beam, but you know what I mean. 3 Tristanas. Tristana is just solid. Pretty much just here to be annoying and get chumped, or force your opponent to chump her. But when she levels up, she is kind of hard to remove. 4 health is very hard for a lot of decks to remove. And thanks to her quick attack, she can attack in most of the time as well with whatever other attack you're doing. So pretty good card, and the buff is nice as well. And since she herself gets impact too, if she doesn't die and just keeps stacking up impact, that will become a problem for your opponent. And her champ spell is pretty solid too. Buster Shot's great. So great, we're playing 2 of them ourselves. But Buster Shot is definitely a card that sometimes gets cut in this deck for things like attached units. Tenor of Terror is something that people like to put in, Broadwings, etc., etc. Gnar as a 2 of, pretty much just this is like the champion spread is pretty much standard here. I know some people like to do a 2-2-2 split, like 2 Teemo, 2 Tristana, 2 Gnar. I think 3 Tristana is the correct number, and I think 2 Gnar is also correct too. Wallop's a great spell, but Wallop in this deck doesn't really do much, so I like the 2 of Gnar. And then our finishers, 3 Golden Aegis, 3 Yordle and Arms. This is the payoff basically for going wide. And Yordle and Arms and Golden Aegis in the same turn is very, very annoying for your opponent. You play Yordle and Arms, you buff your units. They maybe survive the Yordle and Arms swing, and then you rally, and then they cry. So that's very scary and sad for your opponent, but it happens. But yeah, so how do you play the deck? Mulligan for Gleaming Lantern. Plan out your turns in advance, like plan when you're going to rally. Your Yordle and Arms, remember that Yordle and Arms actually has a condition to get its +4/+4 buff. It's not a hard to activate condition, but it is a condition. And don't worry, don't be afraid to use a Yordle and Arms just to get +2/+2. It is not terrible. Sometimes you will have to do that, so don't be afraid of that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just play the deck similar to Scouts, I would say. In other words, don't just attack, even though you are a more mid-rangey deck. Don't just throw your units in and attack, because by attacking, that gives your opponent a chance to interact with your units using their units. And you want a board so you can actually have your Yordle and Arms pay off. So by attacking, you actually are shrinking your board. So think before you attack. Just don't send in, like, your opponent has a 2-2, you have a 2-2. Don't just send in the 2-2. Unless you need room on the board or something, because you do only have 6 slots, and we do flood pretty hard. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. Very, very strong deck. Can't wait to go and show it off. So hopefully we get some wins here. I don't really play this deck too much, but I do know how to play the deck in theory, so we're gonna go take it for a spin on the ladder. Let's go. Ooh, oh no, this is not good. Thresh Asol actually maybe counters us because they play box, if my opponent is playing box. Thankfully, Ranger's Resolve against Whale is great. It will be really bad if I don't draw units here, though, in my unit-based deck. Give me a Lantern? No Lantern. It's actually kind of bad. Ranger's Resolve is good, though. Gnar is pretty solid, too. Like, this hand is actually fine. Ranger's Resolve really helped out this hand, though. But yeah, like, Ranger's Resolve actually lets me keep my Gnar safe. Kinda sucks that I drew a Pokey Stick. I'm not gonna attack here. We're just going to try and... Oh, interesting. Just going to try and go for a nice, yeah, of course we'll take it. A nice Yorl in Arms turn. Sure, more Grandfather phase seem fine. We'll just play the Owl Cat. And then we'll probably play Gnar next turn. Seems very, very strong. Since Gnar is going to be 3 mana, Gnar actually survives against a lot of stuff here. No, I can't play Tristana and have her level up. So we'll just play Gnar here. Only Comet will stop my Gnar here. Unless they're playing, like, Sunhawk. Thresh Asol is mostly cut Sunhawk, so I think they need, like, a Comet or a... I guess a... I'm trying to think, like, what else would be good here? Meteor Shower? Yeah, Meteor Shower. I mean, I guess Vengeance. Yeah, they have 6 mana, so Vengeance isn't terrible for them. Piercing Darkness. At least they're not gaining life here. So that's good. Yeah, that's good that they're not gaining life here. I think I just want a Pokey Stick this cycle. A Telescope. Okay. And I'll attack in with this. If they trade here, that's great. I don't want to attack in with my Mayor. The discounts from Mayor are still very useful right now. The only thing I'm worried about here is a turn 5 Thresh. And there's my Lantern. Lovely. Start with Grandfather Fae here to use up my Bandle City Mayor buff. And then I'll summon the Lantern. I'll summon the Owl Cat. Never mind. That's fine. And then I'll summon the Lantern. And then I'll summon another Grandfather Fae. Yeah, this seems good. Now we get our Lantern out. We get... Yeah, let's get Grandfather Fae out here, too. And we'll summon Tristana now. And go from here. Good luck, opponent. Oh, Rally is so good, too. But we're just going to summon Tristana here. This is going to be very, very annoying for them. They don't have Ruination mana. They don't have... Box is not great for them. Withering Whale doesn't do anything. We've got Sharp Sight. So, yeah, this is going to suck for our opponent. They need, like... They need to deal with Tristana, but... If they kill Tristana, we just summon another unit. They kill, like, a Lantern? I guess that actually is annoying if they kill Lantern. But then Tristana's still alive. Blinded Mystic. Ooh. That's kind of annoying. Kind of really, really annoying, in fact. I'm just gonna send it all in. So you'll get buffed twice. You'll be a 4-1. Will I override my 4-1? My 3-3 for a 4-1? What's the punish here? Vile Feast? Pale Cascade? And it gets buffed by Tristana, so it's actually a 5-1 with impact. Yeah, let's do that. And that gives Tristana impact too. That's actually pretty sweet. So I think this might actually be it. Because next turn, during their turn, I can just rally. They don't have safe enough blocks here to go for value blocks on my grandfather phase. Sketcher is annoying, but she's not doing too much, thankfully.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty sparkle fly.
So we'll just send everything in. Between Ranger's Resolve and Sharpside here, I think this is great. We'll Resolve here most likely, if that's their block. Are you dead from that? No, you're going to 5. So yeah, and we'll just Resolve here. This prevents the Thresh level up too, so that's great. Now, do I want to Resolve or Sharpsight to save this? So this is 4 things dying. That'll bring up Thresh to 5. Yeah, let's put Thresh down to... Let's keep Thresh at 4 out of 6 instead of 5 out of 6, because that would mean a Vengeance or something could level up Thresh. And I don't want Thresh to level up. Leveled up Thresh is how they win this game, but is it really? I don't know. But yeah, we're probably just gonna, depending on what they do here, Telescope Rally or just Rally. Hello, Face Sprout. But yeah, this is great. Withering Whale's not that great for them. That's annoying, but thankfully not that terrible. Ooh, that actually is kind of annoying. Serpent lets me keep going wide and actually might be able to be used for... Alright, that's fine. So, Thresh levels now. That's annoying. But we can play... We'll play Serpent first off. Don't have to worry about Box or Whale. And rally over... here? Because they have Vile Feast. Or if they do have Vile Feast. So let's barrier this one. Moon Silver into Box? Nope. GG. Easy game, boys. Oh, hello. Alright, so I was saying how I think this is actually one of our not so good matchups. The matchup is it's kind of meh. Really, we just need to go wide, and we need Lantern, maybe Godfather Fae for that. And I think Tristana is not a terrible keep, which is why I'm like slow playing now. I'm trying to think if I want to keep Tristana. If I had something better, I would keep Tristana. Like something good in hand, I'd snap keep Tristana. I think I'll keep a Tristana here. Tristana's kind of hard for them to answer. All right, good. We got the Gleaming Lantern. Turn 1 past, turn 2 past, turn 3 Gleaming Lantern, plus that Telescope, in fact, too. Seems solid. I could play the Lantern now, or the Telescope now. Not going to. Sure, I don't have mana, or I don't have units here, but this lets me, bluff Sharpsight, which is what I wanted. Oh, that's not good. That's really not good for them that they're forced to do that. Or at least they feel they're forced to do that. And we'll just play Telescope now. Try and smooth out our curve. Mushroom Ring's probably the pick here. It's a Fae. It helps me to go wide. And for this turn, I think I'll just play Seedling Gnar. Let's grab a Impact. So the game plan is going to be just a very wide board with a strong Yordle in Arms, Golden Aegis play. One of the two. And we'll just play Gnar. Well, Tristana's almost leveled up, and we'll just send it all in. Send in Gnar. That's it. That's not terrible for us because it makes a pokey stick, but I don't know. It's nice. Okay, so that's why they played the first Yuumi. And we're just gonna pass here. Don't really need to do anything. Could play the pokey stick now, but I'd rather do it during their turn. Okay, more of those. Overwhelm's really dangerous for us. We don't really have removal for big overwhelm units. So this turn. I'm gonna summon a Tristana here. And I think I'll block with this and summon 2 Fae this turn and play Yordle in Arms. I think that's my turn. Ranger's not terrible. Actually, how's my Yordle in Arms looking? Okay, it's at 4 out of 4. I should have checked that before I played anything. I think Charger's the pick here. I played Tristana first because by playing Tristana first, this lets me buff up my Tristanas and my units by my Tristana basically by playing the Telescope after the Tristana instead of the other order. And let's get Impact here. And we're going to Pokey Stick their face. Pokey Stick face to level up Gnar, and then we'll just Yordle in Arms. Honestly, sure. No problem. Gives me another Pokey Stick, in fact, too. So here's the question. And I think the answer is, of course, play Mushroom Ring. I have what? 3 Fae? 4 Fae. So you're a 7-2 with... Yeah, and you're multi-region too. So you're like a 7-2, I think, with Impact? Yeah. Seems good.
Cast off your fear and stand as
Seems
one.
annoying. Alright, so... Can you stop this? Pretty much just play a lot of units, play Yordle in Arms, ask the question if they can stop it or not. Funny thing is, if they do single combat one... Oh, well, GG.
That's my squad.
Oh, okay. Bandle Tree. Kinda surprised I ran into someone playing Bandle Tree, because it's not good at all. This matchup? Well, I don't want this opener. I just want Lantern, and that's it. I guess Godfather Fae, Telescope, Mayor, Lantern. Tristana is pretty good, too. So yeah, Tree. So what is Tree gonna do? How are they winning this matchup? Oh, hey. Hello, Godfather Fae. I'm gonna play my Godfather Fae now. I don't like this play, but the fact that they're passing there makes me feel like they have an answer to a Gleaming Lantern, so I feel like I have to play the Godfather Fae now. House Spider is whatever. We'll just play a Owlcat. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting matchup. They have such good board spam themselves. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be a tough matchup. Yordle in Arms is fine. Thankfully, that's not a Gnar or a... Are you playing the Poppy version? Yeah. If they had Gnar or Poppy there, we'd be in trouble because we didn't have Buster Shot, but thankfully, we're fine. I'm just gonna summon another Gleaming Lantern here. It's honestly fine. We'll block like this. I want to keep my lanterns alive, and then we'll start with this to look for a 2-mana Fae. I found Pix, and I will take Pix. I'm not a fan of that though. Like, I'm really not a fan of Pix here, but it's okay. And I might actually play Yordle in Arms this turn. Like, this upcoming turn. Depending on if they do anything. Like, Flock, Pokey Stick, Buster Shot. Cool. I do not care about that. Because I have a second one.
Over here, you can sit next to me.
Thanks, Mary.
Give me
Good job.
Telescope or something. Mayor's not terrible. I think I want the Protoporo to work towards my Yordle in Arms activation.
That's okay, Mayor. Just start applauding, furballs.
So you get +2/+1, so I can attack in with this. Yeah? It's not a terrible attack. And they have to use the Poro Sled to block this, so we can actually attack in like this as well? Yeah, I like this play. This seems good. So they're forced to do some awkward blocks here. Like, they're gonna probably just take the 5 from Tristana. And yeah, these two will just block like this. Poro Sled is whatever. Does not matter that I'm losing that many cards here, because Protoporo can come out. Flock is whatever. The Lantern already gave me my value. That's all I cared about. And Protoporo. Go ahead. Hopefully I draw something decent here. That's actually pretty solid.
I should make a speech.
I'm just gonna start with a Buster Shot here. If they play Gnar or Poppy, I'm just going to play Golden Aegis right now. Alright, Bomber Twins is no problem. Hopefully I draw something like a unit, like a cheapish unit. Grandfather Fae fits perfectly. Ooh, kind of hate that. Kind of really hate that, but whatever. Grandfather Fae. Hungry Owl Cat. Get some buffs too. And we actually have enough mana for Yordle in Arms Golden Aegis combo. So this, I think, is a win. I think this right now... We don't have enough regions! Oh, no. I thought I had 4 regions played. I guess I was missing one, yeah. I miscounted. I still think this is the correct play. Is it? Or is summoning Gnar? No, Gnar is not our 4th region because we played the Protoporo as a Freljord card. They have used quite a few Buster Shots. The problem with summoning Gnar is Buster Shot, really. So I think I'm gonna just summon Gnar for now. If they do Buster Shot me, at least I get priority again.
You dropped something.
There goes my Yordle in Arms. We're just gonna start with this, I think. Thankfully, they don't really have anything great here to stop this, unless they have multiple spells. Pokey Stick is whatever. And by doing it... Let me Pokey Stick their face. Let's see what I draw first. Another Gnar. That's actually not that great. Another pokey stick, I guess. Buster shot. I might actually lose. That aloof traveler might have just won them the game. Okay, another pokey stick. Cool. So they have to block here. They have to block these 2 units. And I'm not going to attack in with my other units because I'm actually out of units here. So we're just going to do this. They're forced to chump here. I assume they're going to keep the mayor around and chump with the aloof traveler.
Just kill me.
I feel like I could have won this game too. Like, that feels really bad that my Yordle in Arms was not active. I feel like that could have been game winning. I feel like I could have, like, chosen some different manifest cards, in other words. Thankfully, what? Bandle Tree is a dead draw for them. They will not have enough time to summon a Bandle Tree. Alright, not bad, not bad. Our hand's also pretty bad, though. Also, they need 6 mana here for Minimorph, so that's pretty good for us. I guess Arachnoid Sentry is pretty good for them if they play it. Deus. We'll just barrier up again. And there's the Minimorph. All right, do I win? Because now that's actually kind of good for us, because now I can just summon Gnar. And GG. Good game, Bandle Tree. I don't even know what this is. Akshan Draven. I'm gonna assume this is some weird self-targeting Ruined Reckoner deck. So I'm gonna throw away everything and look for a Lantern. Would have kept Tristana if I had Lantern, but yeah, I'm just gonna... There we go, that's good. Kind of scared of... Alright, so it is a Draven deck. I mean, of course it's a Draven deck. So, I don't know. What am I thinking about right now? Things that would target, because Akshan likes that. Siphoning Strike? That's a great draw. I'm gonna play the Telescope now. Serpent's nice. Yeah, Serpent's really nice here. Could attack in. Yeah, this 2 damage actually might matter. So I wanted to play Telescope now because of Roar of the Slayer. This is the Scion Jam spell to, you know, you play Roar of the Slayer, you have to discard 1 and it kills the weakest enemy, and that's why I wanted to play a unit. 2 mana in that region, they can't really do much to kill my Lantern. Warmonger. Okay, so it is some, like, janky wannabe Pantheon deck. At least that's what I'm guessing here. Get in there, Grandfather Fae. So they have 6 mana. I have another Lantern, though. Little worried about survival skills, Whirling Death. I don't think I'm going to rally this turn. Let me start with the Fae Sprout, though. Okay. Grandfather Fae, and then we'll summon this. Survival skills is whatever. Siphoning Strike is annoying, but whatever. Alright, so I might actually just be dead here next turn. Survival, like, I actually think I'm dead here. Yeah? And we're just gonna smork in and hope it's enough, but attacking in like this might actually just kill me. So yeah, this is just some janky self-buff deck. I mean, they lose the pokey stick now, though.
Firepower
Interesting.
solves everything.
All right. Am I dead?
Tristana going in.
No. In fact, I think I win. And let's summon this.
Let's boogie.
Yeah, so I just take this damage. And we smork here. That's it. I think the game is ours. I don't think we can lose from here. Just send it all in and win the game. GG. This is a weird deck. It almost beat me too. I guess like multiple whirling deaths might give them a chance here. Like they need a survival skills and multiple whirling deaths to have a chance, but I have rally and sharp sight. All right. And GG. Interesting deck from our opponent, though. Good game, though. Very, very interesting, but going tall kind of loses to going wide. All right. So, welcome back to the deck. We did what? 4 games? 4 wins. Like I said, deck is free LP. Granted, 2 of the decks we ran against were not meta decks at all. We ran into, what? Game 1 was against Thresh Asol. We beat it. I basically just played that game like I was playing against a Darkness player, but just a worse Darkness deck. We played against Yuumi Pantheon. They couldn't handle us going wide. And honestly, I thought that was a bad matchup for me. Maybe it still is. I just got lucky. They had a pretty bad draw, too. We went against a Bandle Tree player. Crushed the Bandle Tree player. Always great to see Bandle Tree losing. And I went against a weird Draven Akshan go wide champion buffing deck. I don't know what you want to call it. But that was an interesting list. I guess Action's in there to... I was gonna say give you a Warlord's Horde to give your champ spell shield. That's so slow. Maybe that is it. But yeah, we got 4 games in. We got 4 wins. Seems pretty strong. And this is just a standard list. Like once you start to tech this deck for whatever you're seeing, I think the deck gets even stronger. And here's the thing. I most likely made some misplays these games, and I still did well. And I'll be the first to tell you, this is not an archetype I'm comfortable with. I do not think I play this archetype well. It's like mid-range, go wide, board spam kind of archetype. I don't think I play it well. And yet, I still got some wins that I thought were fairly easy wins. So, yeah, best deck in the format in my opinion. I would love to hear your opinion on it, though. Do you think it is the best deck in the format? Do you think there's something else that's the best deck in the format? Because I personally think it's the best deck in the format. But I'd love to hear your opinion on that and what you personally think is the best deck in the format. And if you guys just enjoy the video in general, I would love it if you could leave a like or a comment down below. Always helps me and the channel out. And if you guys want to keep up with the Legends of Runeterra content, you can always go and subscribe to the channel as well. Also, if you want to watch me play some Legends of Runeterra, you can go and check me out over on Twitch at twitch.tv/Zenaton. where I stream pretty much every single day. Anyway, though, with that all said and done, thank you all once more for watching this video. And until I see you guys in the next one, bye!